What is up, guys? King of Underworld here, back at you with another part of What If Deku Had Pokemon, Part 4. Now, quickly before I get into, the juicy details, I'd like to let you know that if you look in the description below, I have now got a Discord server where you can chat to me in person and ask questions that need to be answered, all that sort of stuff. It saves having comments being bombarded. But yeah, so I might let you know I got one of those up and running now. And yeah, sorry for this one taking out so long. It's just I wanted to get some parts out for older series such as Senku, Swamp Thing, then the newer ones, which was kind of crazy. So sorry this took so long, but this is going to be an Island special. So expect this one to be a bit longer. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So Deku, after the events of last part, had received a phone call and is saying, "Is this Izuku Midoriya?" Uh, yeah, it is. Why? Is there something wrong? No. We're here to tell you that since you had won the sports festival, you have gotten yourself tickets to Island, as they well as they say that since he was a winner, he gets the tickets and a +1 to whoever wants to come with him. As he had nobody, he just gave a random ticket to one of his classmates and said you could do whatever you want with it and give it to somebody else or come with, but yeah, I don't have a use for another one. My mum's too busy to work anyway. As well, he hands it off and doesn't worry about it. Then he's packing and getting ready. As his mum's saying, "Are you sure you packed everything?" "Yes, mum, I'm fine. I've got everything for all three of the troublemakers." As Umbra just gave him a bit of a pouty look. "I was just kidding, you know that." So you've got everything: food, underwear, like everything else you need. "Yes, yes, I'm fine, Mum." "Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want you to go there unprepared." Says, "I'll be fine." As he gets ready and heads out to the airport, his mum waves him off and says, I'll see you in a couple of days, Mum." As, Deku's getting on the plane, getting ready. As they said, I'm sorry, but no animals are allowed on board, as he got a card made for him for this exact situation. As it's a card that reads, "Hi, sorry, this isn't a pet. This is part of my quirk. He cannot go away, nor will he cause any trouble." He says, "Okay, but as long as he doesn't cause any trouble, he should be fine." As well, Umbra is just curled down on Deku's lap, just snoozing away for the rest of the plane trip. As well, that was about it. As Deku was reading a little brochure of what he can do on the island. As well, he was just sitting there waiting for time to fly by as he finally had arrived about 3 hours later. Then he, he got his stuff out, grabbed his carry-on and his suitcase. As he walks out of the terminal and says, "Ah, this is Island. It's so beautiful." As he's looking around just admiring the view as a man in a suit and black glasses came up and says, "Are you Izuku Midoriya?" Yes, that's me." "Good. Follow me this way." I didn't arrange anything. It's like, the expenses and everything have already been taken care of. We are here to escort you to your hotel, as well as other places that you need to be. I need to be? Yes, well, somebody has requested to meet you, and he kind of runs a lot of the operations on this island. So, if you wouldn't mind, we've even got you some formal attire for a ball that's going to be happening later in the afternoon. As Decker says, "Alright," as Umbra hops on his shoulder and says, "Alright, let's go, buddy." as he's escorted into a limousine as Deku's a bit shocked. Anybody would be. He is shocked and is surprised as he starts asking a few questions. Uh, Says, so who exactly wants to meet me? As I think you should know the name very well, young man. His name is David Shield. As basically Deku chokes on his words for a bit and is like, David Shield wants to meet me? Did I do something? Or I don't know what's so special about me. I know I won and all, but it was only because of my Pokemon. Well, that is part of the reason why he wants to meet you. He wants to see these creatures up close. And he also wants to talk about the technology that you carry with you. Technology? As he reaches into his pocket and grabs out a Pokeball. Yes, those ball-like things. They're very unique as their technology is very far advanced. From what we've heard from the reports, as um, well, he is explaining um, why David is so interested in new technologies, as Deku is just laughing along and, well, is just enjoying the ride. Then he gets dropped off at his hotel, which was massive, as he had his stuff dropped off in the foyer. As he goes up to the counter and is like, I've been told to ask for under the name Izuku Midoriya. Ah, yes, Mr. Midoriya. Please, let one of our bellhops take your luggage up to your room, and it'll be ready in just about 5 minutes if you'd kindly take a seat. Okay. As he sits down, Alhambra is still on his shoulder, and he says, "Come on, you can sit on my lap for a bit." As he sits back down in his lap, so what do you think we're gonna do? I said, Rion? I'm Rion. I didn't know those things that exciting. As he's just waiting, as he was minding his own time and looking on his phone a bit, as well, the receptionist come up and says, Mr. Midoriya, your room is ready. If you would follow me, please. It says, oh no, if you just tell me where to go. And it's like, oh sorry, you use a separate lobby compared to everybody else. Separate? Oh, am I in one of those rooms? Yes, you are in the penthouse. The penthouse? Why am I in the penthouse? Uh, I thought I was in one of those little side rooms you put on for that that you can barely afford, or they can just afford. As the receptionist just starts giggling, it's like, no, all your expenses, these aren't covered in the winnings. These are covered by Mr. Shield himself. Wait, Mr. Shield went all out of his way to do this. He says, yes, he seems to be very interested in you. So he said only the best would do. He says, I have to thank him so much later. The receptionist just laughs and walks along and shows him to his room, as the room was absolutely massive, as you can imagine a penthouse would be. There was there was welcoming food everywhere, a few drinks, even a spa bath, everything you could ask for. The police said, well, the room service menu is over there, and everything is covered by Shield Industries. So, um, feel free to, well, settle down. And if you look in the closet over there, your suit has been prepared for you for tonight's formal. Okay, thank you. As, well, Deku just unpacks some of his stuff and gets everything laid out. And he says, wow, this is a bit much, isn't it? As he decides to grab the Pokeballs in his pocket and then says, alright, come on out, guys. You've been stuck in here for too long. As he throws out two Pokeballs as, well, Rowlet comes out and starts flying around the chandelier that happens to be on the roof. as he perches down on it and just starts falling asleep. Says, "You're still lazy, aren't you? But don't sleep too long. We're gonna be. Well, we might as well check out the sights. After all, this place is meant to be the safest place in the world, with the most hero per capita. I can't wait to. Well, I can't wait to look at everything." As well, the courier's going. "Rrr. See, how you excited too? Well, Ryu?" As he nods and says, "Alright, let me just unpack for a bit. Let's see, what can I get you guys to eat?" As he looks in the fridge and just sees a whole assortment of fruit and, well, pastries. Great. As he just says, hey guys, how about this?" As he sits the fruit on the table, as, well, the guy comes and sits down in the chair. Um, Umbra, Umbra stands on the chair and table, and, well, Rowlet eventually comes and flies down and sits right next to the bowl of fruit, pecking at some of the fruit. Okay, don't make too much of a mess, guys. I don't want to cause so much trouble for them. As they all nod and go back to eating. As he unpacks everything, such as items for his Pokemon, such as potions, berries for them to recover, and, well, here's some the Pokeballs that he has on him. As, well, he got everything he needed. And after about 20 minutes, he said, "You guys done eating?" As he saw the bowl was completely empty, as that was a massive bowl of fruits gone within 20 minutes. Says, "Well, it looks like you guys are fed up. Well, eating your fair share. Alright, grab the key and let's go. Come on, guys, we're going out for an adventure." As, well, Umbra runs and jumps on his shoulder. Lucario is following right next to him, as Rowlet is just floating behind, and lands in his bag and starts falling asleep in there. Says, still tired. As they head down, and says, "I'll be stepping out for a while. I'll be in time. I'll be back in time for tonight's formal." As, well, um, he decides to go search around for a bit. He's looking out for, well, he's just looking out for the sights and sees a little demonstration ring. As he looks down and sees a very hot-headed Bakugo flying up and exploding the robots with an impressive time of, well, 13 seconds. And then Todoroki comes up behind him and floors, floors Bakugo's time by 2 seconds with 11 as his record. As the commentator is going absolutely wild, saying, "What are these students? These guys have been flooring the records, well, over and over today. Is there anybody that can beat theirs?" As Deku's just clapping and Bakugo infuriated, "Get your ass down here. I want to prove that I'm better than you." As, well, Deku does. He gets his ass down there and just gets in the ring. As he says to the announcer, "Excuse me, I was only just watching, but what are the rules exactly?" The rules are to try, well, the conditions are to try and smash all 7 of the robots within the fastest time possible. Any means is allowed, as long as it isn't external help. Alright then, would these guys count as external help, because they're part of my quirk, you see? As she looks and is like, I'll allow it only if you use one of them. As, okay, then, well, who wants to have a go at this? Well, as Ryu starts, moving forward, as he makes his way into the ring. Well, I guess that answers it. Okay. When I say ready, when I say go, you start. Alright then. Ready, set, go! Ryu, use extreme speed! As he flashes faster than people's eyes can track between the robots, smashing with aura-infused fists like the one on the screen you see, smashing them to pieces within a blink of an eye, as the buzzer goes off and it says, a new record of 3 seconds. As the announcer's jaw hits the floor with a sudden bang, as well, Ryu hits back into the target ring, as well, Deku just gives him a high five. Good job, buddy. I knew you could do it. What the hell are you? Oh, I'm what you call a Pokemon trainer, and these are my good friends. As he walks away and decides to go check out some places nearby, as he decides to take a break for lunch, as he just goes around and sees what he can find. As he finds a little cafe nearby, he decides to get lunch. He got himself something to eat as well as something for his friends to eat. And coincidentally he bumped into Kaminari and Mineta. As he says, "What are you two doing here?" "We're working, can't you see that, Midoriya?" "Life's not fair, you know. We didn't get, well, we are only allowed to, well, get here if we're working. And we heard you got tickets for for winning." "Well, it's not exactly like it was easy to win, you know." "I know, but it still was a lot easier to complain than do work." So manager comes behind them and says, "Are you two slacking off?" As they both say, "No, ma'am." Deku just starts laughing and says, "Well, you two try and make the most out of this, okay?" Oh, as he decides to, well, he gets a phone call, as he answers it and is like, "Hello? Um, this is Suzuki Midoriya's number, correct?" Uh, yes." "Hi, this is Melissa Shield. I am the daughter of David Shield. Could you, perhaps come to the tower in the middle of the island?" As Deku says, "Sure, but what's up?" And she says, "Oh, no, nothing. I just want to, um, well, meet you and introduce you to my father." As he says, "Okay, what time do you want me to be there?" "As soon as possible, if you can." As Deku says, "Okay." As they finish up their food and head over to the tower, uh, running along for a little bit as they reach within about 15 minutes. As since Deku is always running around with his Pokemon, he's a lot more fit in the aspect of he can run long distances without tiring. As he says, "Alright guys, we made it here. Now, Melissa Shield. Who would she look like?" As somebody says, "Is that you, Izuku Midoriya?" She turns around and sees a girl with bright blue eyes, glasses, and blonde hair. Says, "Are you Melissa?" "Yes, I am. I, well, I would just like to say welcome to the island and thank you for well, accepting our meeting request." "Oh, no worries. It doesn't bother me at all." "So, are these your Pokemon? Can you introduce me to them?" Says, "Alright, this little rascal on my shoulder is named Umbra. He is the first, well, friend I made. He's also the one that's been stuck by me and one of the most reliable." As he says, "And this one standing next to me right here is Ryu the Lucario. He's a quite formidable fighter with a bit of a tsundere habit, as he as well. Ryu goes and looks away. See what I mean? And she laughs. But okay. Oh yes, and I sorry I forgot. He was just sleeping at the moment, but this is Rowlet. As he scrunches the top of his head as he wakes up and goes, "Oh, he's so adorable." Yeah, these are my Pokemon. I decided to instead of waiting around all day, I thought we might as well go explore the island. Oh, I see. That's very nice. So, you said you wanted to talk and introduce me to your father? Oh, yes. Well, I just wanted to meet the Pokemon, wanted to meet the Pokemon myself. So I thought, what better way than, well, asking you myself. And, well, Dad was insisting on sending somebody else to do it, but I said I would do it for him to go meet you. Well, thank you for agreeing. Thank you for coming to, well, coming to meet me. As she says, come on, follow along. As, well, Melissa starts giving a whole explanation about the entire island, the same that she did in Canon, as they walk along as, well, Deku walks into a lab that has a man working away diligently with brownish blonde hair and the same blue eyes as Melissa. As he says, "Ah, yes, you're Izuku Midoriya, correct? My name's David Shield. Nice to meet you." As he says, as Deku just says, "No, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you for, well, covering all my expenses and everything. Well, I couldn't have the winner and my esteemed guest be in such a rundown hotel, so I thought I might as well treat the man who came here to listen to my request." Um, yes, and about the request you asked for, says, "Oh yes, that's right. So the creatures you can summon, um, Pokemon, correct, if I assume, right? Well, yeah, that's the gist of it. Well, I have an unusual sight. What's that? Well, we'd found a Pokemon on our own. You found one? Yes, well, I assume that there was a Pokemon that might have escaped like they did that incident. However, this one was a bit different. Well, one of our researchers decided to give it a name, and they called it Nebby. Nebby? Hmm. You'll see why we called it Nebby in a second. As he says, after hearing about your unusual quirk and the ability to summon objects from what seems like other universes slash, well, from games themselves, we decided to we heard the reports of your strange technology. So that was one of the reasons why we called you in today, but this reason kind of took over most of it. As he showed him to a little containment area that had Nebby inside of it. As Deku just shouts, "That's a Cosmog!" A Cosmog? Yeah, that's a legendary Pokemon. A legendary? As he starts explaining how Pokemon are separated by their types. They're either, well, fossil Pokemon that are ancient that have been revived through the use of technology. They have, well, regular Pokemon such as the ones I carry, mythical Pokemon which are rare species, and legendaries which are one of a kind. However, Nebby is a strange one. Strange how? Well, I don't know if you realize, but, well, Nebby has the ability to create wormholes. Wormholes? As David Shield was taken aback. Yes, when this Pokemon is put under some stress, it will call for help by creating wormholes to other dimensions and other parallel universes. As David was just saying, huh, fascinating. And where'd you say you found it? Well, we found it wandering the streets as they decided to take it in and look and take care of it and research it. As he says, I see. Well, the Nebi or the Cosmog um, must have teleported itself onto this island by accident, trying to escape from something. As well, um, so that explains why we found it on the island and not in of the coast of Japan or something like that. Yes, that certainly does explain a lot. But so, is there anything else you can tell us about this Pokemon? Well, this is one of the only legendaries I know that actually evolves. As he says, oh, is it uncommon for them to evolve? Well, yes, there's legendary Pokemon that can evolve. There's only two species I can think of right now. One being a type null, which is an artificial creation, and that evolves into a Steel Valley. That was the creature that went on a rampage. And this one, a Cosmog, has the ability to transform into a beast that either consumes the sun or the moon. Well, that's what the legend says in the games. However, it seems to be they reside within the moon or the sun themselves. Such a beast exists? Yes, that's the duality of Pokemon. Basically anything can happen. And see, this you might want to keep the Pokemon from being harmed, as it will lash out and will teleport itself away, which you don't want to have this Pokemon floating around to the wrong hands. As a shadowy figure that was overhearing the conversation started smiling, and then, well, disappeared. Alright, well, enough of this gallivanting around about this Pokemon. So you just tell us we need to take care of it and everything should be alright. Yes, that's the gist of it, really. Oh, thank you, Midoriya. No worry, Mr. Shield. I heard you also want to have a look at some of the items I carry on me. Ah, yes, that's right. The other reason why I brought you here. If you want, I've got a spare one you can use for research. However, I don't think it'll be compatible with our technology. As he hands him a Pokeball and says, are these always so tiny? He says, click the button. As it expands, expands within his hand. He goes, what the? It's able to shrink and contract without losing any mass. That's incredible. That's unlike anything I've seen before. As it says, the Pokemon also have the ability to go inside of them, or be captured. As he just grabs Lucario's Pokeball and recalls him, as he goes within the Pokeball and is consumed there. As he brings him back out, he says, sorry, but I have to use you for a demonstration. As David Shields goes, my word! It's like they got a small little pocket dimension in there. We could somehow replicate this technology, transits, and, well, anything possible. As he starts mumbling to himself, as Melissa just goes, Dad, you're mumbling again. Oh, yes, sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, it's quite amazing. Is there anything else you got they're willing to show me? As, Deku just brings out the potions, and the berries he collects. So these items help restore wounds on injured Pokemon, as he well he showed how they can restore minor wounds after getting Lucario to take a hit of Swift, as he knew it wouldn't be too damaging as he's a Steel type and a Fighting type, so he wouldn't be well he wouldn't be affected at all. As he just sprays it and shows how the scratches from the Swift attack immediately fade. Says, amazing. It's almost like it's increasing the regeneration rate and fixing up the wounds by themselves and adapting. Yeah, it's quite amazing the stuff they have in that world. I might need to look further into this, see if we can turn it into medical technology for humans. Then he said, then Deku just showed him, let me have some of these berries which have very weird effects. Weird how? Well, if you're feeling nauseous or confused, you eat one of these, as he shows him a lumberry. Well, no, not a lumberry, but a personberry. As he just says, well, this helps you immediately from fatigue. So, even if you're sick to your stomach, you eat one of these and you'll be fine. It also has the effect of working on people as well. However, not all the effects are translated to people fully, as some only apply to, Pokemon. Those being able to eat one of these berries and have a small resistance to an element that they're weak to, or that they choose the berry to be weak to. As he just shows them a wide range of the berries, being a Pecha berry that heals poison, a Rost berry that heals burns. David Shield is just awestruck, and by the time they knew it, it was only about 2 hours before before the ball was to happen. As Deku says, "Oh, I must go get ready." He says, "Oh yes, I'll see you later tonight. Well, I'll have one of my chauffeurs come pick you up." And says, "Okay, I'll see you later tonight, Mr. Shield." As he waves bye to Melissa and runs out the laboratory, and then heads back into the room and gets ready. Says, "Alright, well, you two go away in your Pokeballs for now, but I'll keep you on me just in case anything happens. Can't ever be too sure with these things." As then, Deku had, Umbra, go with him as his tag-along, kind of. And now the other two in their Pokeballs, which he stored in the coat pockets he had on him. So, Deku was picked up about 2 hours later by one of Mr. Shield's chauffeurs, as he was taken to the event. As Melissa welcomed him and said, "Hi, I'll take you inside." As he sees a few of his classmates there, as he gives him a wave and says, "Hello, guys." "Oh, Dory, I didn't know you were here." "Oh yeah, I was. Well, a few people knew I was here." As he points at Todoroki and Todoroki, and then he, then said, "I think Bakugo and Kirishima know I'm here, as well as Mineta and Kaminari." As he just gives him a wave. Everybody a wave as he gets guided in, as he was one of the VIP guests, sort of. As everybody starts going throughout the night, and Well, festivities continue. They're soon interrupted by a man wearing a metal mask that restrained all the heroes, including All Might, who happened to be there as well. As well, they were restrained. He couldn't do anything about it, and he hacked into the system and held the entire island as ransom. As the kids managed to get away from this, as he said, Melissa, what's going on? Is there any way we can stop this from happening? Says, we'll have to go up to the 96th floor if we want to deactivate all the emergency protocols. As it says, he says to the rest of his class, alright guys, let's go. As he decides to bring out Rowlet and Lucario. Says, alright guys, you're gonna need to be my eyes and ears. As he then said, Lucario, make sure you sense with the aura and tell us if there's anybody ahead. As they all start running along, around about the same pace as Rowlet was flying behind them. He then heard he then saw a person entering out from the hallway. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue-tied at the moment. He enters out from the hallway as he was holding a gun, and he says, Lucario, use Bone Rush on him! As Lucario dashed forward, bouncing off the walls, as the man tried to pull up tried to use his pistol to shoot at the kids, as he got smacked to the side of the wall, knocked out completely by Lucario. As one of the cams saw this, as they decided to slam on the emergency lockdown button that closed off all the connections, as they were running out of time to get to one of the doors that was slowly closing, and she says, we need to get through that door. It's the only way up. As then, Todoroki managed, froze the door open, using his eyes to stop it from closing, as both Ida and Lucario had rushed the door and destroyed it. Says, alright, now we're in. They all start rushing up the levels, fighting people that were taking the island over one by one. As they started dashing up the hallways and up the stairs, as they meet a park slash resting area where two villains happen to be resting. Well, they happen to be standing. As they look down, it says, there's two over there. But these don't look like the regular militia. These look like people with quirks. Well, they have quirks that are designed to fight us. As he saw Bakugo and Kirishima walking up. As they said, what are you doing here? As Bakugo says, huh? Are you asking me why I'm here? What, I don't see why we're not allowed to go for a walk? As, Kirishima just says, oh, I'm sorry for my friend, he doesn't like being asked what to do. We were just got a bit lost, that was all. We were trying to find our way downstairs. Says, yeah, right, it's the 80th floor. As he starts launching an attack as the man starts turning to a purple gorilla. As he punches Bakugo, but that was interrupted, by Kirishima taking the blow instead. As he gets knocked firm into the wall, says, alright, if that's how it's gonna be. Bakugo starts firing up his explosions. Says, alright, we need to take care of him. As he goes up he orders Rowlet to fly up and use, Razor Leaf on them. As the man with the weird suction type hands had blocked the attack uh, by using like a balling up type quirk. So all the leaves were forced into a compact ball. As it says, alright then, if that's how it's gonna be. Lucario, use Aura Sphere! As Lucario just charges up a powerful Aura Sphere and launches it towards the men. As he tried to, cup the ball, however, he couldn't, seeing as it was a thing made of pure energy and aura, he couldn't block it as it landed right in his hands, knocking him back and him to wince in pain. Says, alright, now he's down. Lucario, use Bone Rush. And Umbra, assist Bucko. Use Swift on the purple guy. As, Lucario starts beating the hell out of the guy with the weird hands, as he eventually knocks him out. And then the purple gorilla dude gets hit in the back of the head by the Swift, being distracted long enough that Bucko could release a powerful explosion in his face, sending him flying back. As, Deku just said, alright, let's finish him off. Lucario, use close combat! As, the villain was on his back. He was trying to get back up as Lucario jumped on top of him and started pounding him into the ground using close combat, one after another, as he eventually passed out. Good, now let's get up. Then, he managed to get up to the control facility as they release all the restrictions. As the heroes start fighting the villains that were holding everybody captive. Then, Deku and Melissa, as well as all the rest of the Pokemon, while he asked for the rest of them to go ahead and defend everybody as the villains start coming out in droves. He says, alright, you guys stay here and take care of them. We'll go see if we can find David's shield. As when the villains had started their plan, they had kidnapped David's shield, which only Melissa had seen. Then, they go into the laboratory where he's being held. As, Wolfram was pointing a gun at both him and his colleague. And he says, alright then, get the project out. What project? There was nothing there. What could he possibly want? As the colleague, punches David's shield in the face, then walks over and grabs Nebby, puts him into a box, and then charges it. As it starts getting electrified. There you go, Wolfram. I got it. It says, David just goes, how could you? Why would you do that? I'm sorry, but money talks. And so do I, when with a big enough check. And seeing as how I didn't get a promotion in 6 long years, this is my revenge even after I helped you build that prototype. You never listened. As he also grabs out, the quirk enhancing device. He hands it to Wolfram as he's just chuckling and says, why, thank you. You've been a very big help. But that's as far as you go. As he shoots him in the arm and is about to, shoot him dead, Deku gets Lucario to use extreme speed and knock him into the wall, and, before he could kill the man. As Wolfram gets out the wall and's like, we have some interference, do we? As he uses his quirk to push Nevi's box over to where he was and pick it up. Now let's see how you like this. As he starts launching pillars of steel at them. As he goes, that won't be very effective against me. Lucario, use close combat! As, well, Lucario is is destroying the pillars with ease. However, there's so many of them that it's causing him to go on a bit of a back foot. Says, damn. Okay, Rowlet, Razor Leaf, Umbreon, use Swift! As he managed to, back away most of the pillars, and says, as Wolfram is starting to make his escape. As he is taking, as he decides to drag away David's shield as a hostage with him. As he's, David is being taken along at gunpoint as he managed to recover his gun as well, and dragged up to the top of the roof. As Deku just starts chasing after him, and is like, "You won't get away that easily." As they're facing off the top of the roof. As David is now being forced into a helicopter with a Wolfram. As he says, "It's not going to be that easy. Okay, Lucario, use the aura sphere in the helicopter. Hit the blades." As Umbreon, use Shadow Ball as well. And Rowlet, use Razor Leaf. As all three of them charge their attacks up and fire at the helicopter's blades, absolutely destroying them, while not causing the helicopter to explode. Says, "Damn, kid, you just don't know when to give up. None to give David and that Pokemon back." "Oh, you want this back?" As he clicks a button and starts upping the juice as Nebby's wails start growing louder. He says, "Don't hurt him!" As he's starting to get angry, and then Wolfram, just to watch his response, grows the juice up louder, as he didn't know what he just started. As, faint white wormholes start opening up in the sky, as giant beasts start raining down. As one was a spectral shadow-like figure, with glowing red eyes and long black tendrils with red points at the top. Another was a bright yellow thundering bird, with a flap of its wings causes thunder to strike. And much more. More legendaries are being summoned. As a wormhole opens right up next to Deku, as a girl comes flying out and hits her back, and it's like, ow. As he helps her up, and it's like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I fell over, and wait, where am I? This isn't Jubilife. Ah, wait, no, but I was in Kalos just before as well. I was just in Lubios." As he helps her up and says, "Wait, what's your name?" "My name's Serena." "Okay, Serena, it's gonna sound weird, but you've been transported to another world." "Wait, what? You can't be serious, are you?" "Don't tell me it's... Wait, how can this be true?" Says, "That man right there is using a Pokemon to bring... he's using a Pokemon to reap chaos without realizing he's doing it. Pokemon's allowing to draw things from other dimensions. You being one of them." As Wolfram starts laughing maniacally and says, "Well, we need to stop him." "We? You said your name was Serena and you came from you came from Kalos, right?" "Yeah." "What about it?" "Well, I'm going to assume you have Pokemon on you." "More than you realize. As she brings out a Pokeball and says, "Go, Delphox!" Says, "Alright then. We need to take that man down, and then we need to calm down these legendaries." As he starts looking around and seeing, well, seeing down all these Pokemon, powerful Pokemons in different regions that's she'd only seen on TV with documentaries made about them. Says, "They're real. Yeah, they're real, alright, and they're making havoc. Well, we need to defend them." Says, "But doesn't everybody have Pokemon? Can't we just get the champion here to, well, take care of them?" And says, "I'm sorry, but in this world, Pokemon don't exist." "But then how do you know about Pokemon then?" "Because I've got a quirk that I've got something called a quirk that allows me to travel in between the worlds. Sort of. I'm allowed to take things from other worlds and bring them into my own. Similar to that Pokemon over there. However, it seems that these things aren't closing up." She says, "Alright, I understand." As, well, she said, he says, "If you go downstairs, go downstairs. You'll be able to find somebody that can help you." As he ushers her down, as she goes downstairs and is like, "Alright, now it's you and me, Wolfram." He's like, "Huh, cocky, I see." As he starts building up a metal fortress around his body, as he starts becoming a vessel, laughing maniacally. As Deku just says, "Well, it's a new time for everything, and it's time for you to go down." And so he looks at Lucario and says, "Alright, buddy, it's time to go." And he starts, he pulls out his pocket a green and purple stone. Says, "Let's do it. Combine our hearts together. Let them flow as one. Release the restraint and go past and beyond evolution. Mega Evolve!" As, Lucario starts changing, glowing, and aura breaks into a standstill. As now, Lucario is standing there in his mega form. Says, "Alright then, guys, we're gonna do the same thing we did before with that Nomu creature. So, Lucario, stay there and just keep firing aura spheres. Rowlet, keep him busy. And Umbreon, use Dark Pulse." As they all start attacking the big monstrosity that is the metal that is surrounding Wolfram, as All Might joins in as well. It says, "Fear not, young man, because I am here as well." As he starts attacking at the metal, as he shatters it with one fist. It says, "All Might, can you keep him off me for just 1 second, and I'll be able to take care of him for good." It says, "Haha, whether 1 second or 1 minute, even 1 hour, the symbol of peace shall allow you to, allow us to go take strife in this victory." I'm going up as I go, really. As All Might starts fighting back at the metal, being pushed back on one foot. However, Rowlet assisting him by cutting the metal and kicking it away allowed him the breathing room he needs to keep fighting. As, Lucario is charging up power within inside himself, using getting Umbreon to keep firing dark pulses to power his attacks up even more, as his aura starts turning from a bright blue into a bright red, and reddish orange, as he starts covering his fists on it again, as imagine the blue flames around Lucario's fists as turned to a reddish orange. As he says, "Alright, let's go. Now! Lucario, use close combat on the body!" As he starts punching away at it, each punch getting stronger and stronger, as he is shattering the metal into well, into dust, as Wolfram tries to keep, well, his body stable by attacking him with, well, attacking him with more metal spears and columns, as he tries to form a giant cube. As All Might tries to punch the giant cube, however, it's not enough to break. It's not budging. He says, "Lucario, use Aura Sphere!" As he starts charging up a massive orangish ball of concentrated aura as he fires at the metal cube, as it just completely obliterates it, so, as it goes right towards Wolfram, hitting him directly as he starts flying out of the body. And he says, "Okay, Rowlet, stop him from falling off the building. Shadow Sneak and kick him in the back." As he was in the middle of the air, Rowlet suddenly teleports behind him, and then kicks him in the back, sending him flying back onto the helipad. As he says, "Oh my, I'm gonna leave this to you. I need to calm down. I need to get this Pokemon to calm down." As, well, he starts trying to break maybe out the box, as it isn't budging. He says, "Alright then, Rowlet, use Razor Leaf, cut the box open." As he slices the top of the box off and reaches inside, being electrocuted by the box. However, he pulls Nebby out, as it was crying in pain, but now it stops. But the wormhole still won't close, huh? Alright. Nebby, I'm going to get you to trust me. Use your power on me. As he starts concentrating and trying to use his aura trying to use the aura that he learned from Lucario to focus into Nebby's mind. It says, "Teleport." As he disappears from reality for a second, as 5 wormholes open up. As Deku comes out of one of them, as he says, "Oh my, don't worry about it. I got some friends with me." As out step the champions of their region from all the Pokemon games. As out step Steven Stone, Cynthia, Alder, and Red. As they are all circling around. "So if what you told us is true, we need to take down these legendaries before they start tearing apart your world and the multiverse." Yes, that's exactly the point. We can't, well, I'm the only one that's able to take them down since I'm the only one that has Pokemon. Well, that and one other person. However, I can't seem to close the portals either. We need to send the Pokemon back through those portals before they'll close. As it says, well, it's a champion's duty to protect everybody no matter what, even if it is not their own region. They'll start nodding off as they'll bring out their ace Pokemon. Well, Steven gets out his Metagross and hops on top of it. And it says, "Alright, Metagross, go towards that one." As he heads towards what he sees to be a Rayquaza going in circling around in the sky, bringing havoc wherever it goes. As he starts fighting it off, as he glows with the same energy as Deku and Lucario, as he evolves into a Mega Metagross. Says, "Alright, use Meteor Mash!" As he starts fighting against the Skybound Dragon. As Cynthia says, "Alright, me and Garchomp will take care of Giratina. Well, we dealt with it once, we can deal with it again." And it says, "Let's go, Garchomp!" As she hops in the back of Garchomp and starts flying towards Giratina, as it seems to be causing people to go crazy from the nightmares and the fact that it looks like a devil, they start going insane. Says, "Okay, go chump, use Dragon Rush!" And as they start commencing battle with Giratina. As then, well, Alder's like, "So, who do I have to fight?" Says, "Alder, you're gonna take care of Zekrom." As he sees, well, he sees a black dragon blending in with the night sky as a bright flash of blue illuminates as a thunderstorm starts appearing. Says, "Oh, been a while since I've seen this one. Well, not to worry. Leave it up to me." As he starts jumping down, then starts bringing out his Pokemon to attack. As he says, "Okay, Red, I know you can't exactly talk, but I need you to take care of Zapdos. It's causing havoc everywhere. It's shooting down electricity and it's very close to hitting people." As he just gives a silent nod, and then brings out his Charizard. As he flies on its back and starts, ordering it to fly by and hit it with a flamethrower. As they all start fighting against each of the Pokemon, one, one stands out as it's a legendary that not even Deku has seen before. And it's like, what is that? As he sees a dragon made of light that came out of the biggest wormhole yet. As it starts roaring, as it billows throughout the air, shattering the windows nearby. As All Might's like, what the hell is that? I have no idea, but we have to stop it. Well, I can't do anything, and the others are fighting. Says, well, we will just send it back to where it came from. That's what we ought to do. Says, you alright? You good, guys? As they start nodding, say, okay, Lucario, this one's gonna be a bit tough on you. So, let's keep going. As he says, alright, use Bone Rush on it. Umbreon, use Shadow Ball. Rowlet, use Shadow Sneak on it. As the dragon made of light starts roaring as it fires he fires a giant laser of light towards the building that they're all standing on. As it causes a huge explosion, they manage to duck out the way just in time. It says, oh mate, there's no point in being here. You can't harm the thing. Only I can. Just go down and help everybody evacuate. Whatever you say, my young Midoriya." As they start locking in an extreme battle, both not giving an end. The girl came back from before and starts going, it's like, what's going on? What is that thing? As he says, I have no idea. All I know is it's powerful. It's like, would you mind giving me some backup on this one? Yes, I will. Okay, coming out Delphox, Absol, Altaria, Meowstic, Jolteon. As he calls out her entire team, says, alright, let's see if we can take this down. Says it seems to be weak to ghost type moves. However, I'm not sure what its type is. I think it's a dragon type as well. So, have your Altaria be careful. As she gives him a quick nod and says, alright then. Meowstic, use Shadow Ball. Jolteon, discharge. Altaria, Dragon Pulse. Absol, Night Slash. Delphox, use Shadow Ball as well. As they all start charging up their attacks. As they focus it into one point as they all hit directly at the same time. As it seems to cause an impact. However, it's not giving up as it reaches higher and starts summoning wormholes again. And it's like, It can summon them too? What the hell? As it starts bringing out, Ultra Beasts. As each Pokemon is locked in battle with an Ultra Beast. But Deku notices some of the wormholes are closing. Not the ones that Necrozma just summoned, but the other ones. As all the champions start, all the champions start hovering back around to the central tower. And it's like, okay, we managed to stop the legendaries. But what's this? He says, I don't know, but it seems to be the most powerful thing here. I can't stop it on my own. We can't stop it on our own. Give us a hand here. As the legendaries, well, as the Ultra Beasts are being taken care of by the champions, as after they have been knocked out and returned to their worlds, he fires. Well, they all charge up their most powerful attacks. They fire at the huge dragon made of light, and then as it is defeated, it goes back into its wormholes. It closes up as he manages to get everything closed. As they all said, "Wow, we did it." As Deku just turns around and says, "Thank you. You guys are heroes. We're just doing what champions do. But this isn't your world. This isn't your region. You did what was best, even though you had no obligation to. For that, I thank you. Go on, kid. You have the heart of a champion in you already." As all of them just start smoking between themselves. As he says, as one of them just says, "Wait, but I just gotta ask. Sorry, this might seem weird, but how are we gonna get back home?" As they start saying, as Deku just says, "Well, I assume that, Nebby will help us." As Nebby is now recovered a bit, as he gets, come on, can he create a wormhole back to their dimensions? As he manages to open up one for all the champions. As then they all walk back through and says, as Deku just says again, "Thank you, once again. Don't worry about it, kid. See you next time." As they all jump through, back into their own dimensions. And then Serena just says, "But what about me?" "Oh yes, Nebby." As he starts wandering off, and then jumps through a wormhole made for himself, and disappears. As they just both stare blankly. Oh no. As Serena is now very upset. "I can't go home now." What the hell? As Deku is now trying to confidence. Uh, I'm I'm sorry. I couldn't stop him in time. It says it's. She just starts crying a bit. It's like, oh man, I don't want to miss my contest. As Deku just starts trying to reassure her. As he couldn't. He just starts trying to let her down as easily as he can. Says, like I said with my quirk, I am able to bring things from other dimensions. So I am. If I ever find him again, I can always send you home. Really? Yeah. I mean, I'll do my best. As 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 she says okay and starts wiping her tears away, and then recalls her Pokemon. As then He goes up to David, and after everything has been sorted out and all the villains have been rounded up, and everything's being sorted out the next day, as he says to David, well, um, from what we have seen, well, Serena here can't go back to her world, as David was just, David was going, wait, so she's from the same world that these Pokemon are from? Yeah, but Pokemon don't exist, they're a game. Well, if you think about the theory of infinite possibilities, there would be a world or two, or 1,000, or 1,000,000 that have Pokemon in them. As long as it's a possibility, it could happen. So, she came from one of those. As, well, David is both excited and worried. So she has nowhere to go. Yes, I mean, if you wouldn't mind, I mean, we can't keep her here just keep her here by her lonesome. As Deku just said, I don't know if, well, I don't know if I can, well, I can say this and not seeing ourselves the one that did it, but she can stay with me. As Serena's just like, me stay with you? Yeah. I, well, I live with just my mom, and David said to me that he was, I think David would be happy to say that he's willing to accommodate for your expenses, as David just says, well, seeing as you kind of helped prevent all the disasters and stop that giant beast from running wild, it's the least I can do. And hell, as a bit of a thank you, I'm going to get you guys a new house to accommodate for the, well, extra person, as I don't think you want it to be too crammed, especially when you're living with a woman that isn't your mother. As, well, Deku just blushes. Yeah, that's for the best. As this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 4. I'm sorry for the stuttering a bit, it's just I'm not having a very good day right now. It's just bit blank at the moment, and I'm trying to think of stuff that can possibly work, and I'm also very tired right now. I'm so sorry, but yeah, anyway, again, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this part. Links down below. I've got my own Discord. Um, so yeah, I'll see you all next time. Peace.